neither. Meaning that, you know, I play to figure things out. I play to learn something, right? Because I think if you play with a fear of failure, or you play with the will to win, or that supersedes the fear of failure, I think it's a weakness either way, right? Because if you play with the fear of failing, you'll have the pressure on yourself to play, you know, to capitulate to that fear. If you play with the sense of I want to win, then you have the fear of what happens if you don't. But if you find common ground in the middle, in the center, then it doesn't matter. You're unfazed by either, right? And that enables you to really just stay in the moment, stay connected to it, and not feel anything other than what's in front of you. So, you know, I try to just be dead center.
So a lot of people in general are afraid of failure. How did you become one of those people who doesn't seem to be afraid of failing?
Failures, it doesn't exist. It's not.
This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The thoughts, views shared here are just that, views. We just conversing, sharing perspective while having fun. So don't take this shit personal, and definitely don't try this at home. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Let's get to it.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
What a week, what a week, what a week, what a week. Man, I was trying to create content around the State of the Union earlier last week, and so much was going on. Like, I was just compiling information. I feel as if I got a power-packed show today. You know, the beef has escalated with 50 Cent and T.I. Some music has dropped. And we also got CyHi dissing J. Cole. It's so much stuff going on. America is at war right now. I noticed that Juvenile and Manny Fresh got a dope podcast going on, and they had David Banner on, and he spoke some real profound things, some real prolific things. We got to talk about what's going on in, you know, Iran. I just want to give my perspective on it. I think I got a healthy take on some of the stuff that's going on. I'm going to continue to promote my EP. Hope y'all been checking that out, man. 3 a.m. in East 10. It's a 3-pack of some real dope songs, man. The album is coming along nicely. I got a great project for y'all. Another topic I want to discuss before we create the vibes, because you know we create the vibes with the music before we start the show off, is Ray Daniels says that street music is a dying art. You know, I'm a connoisseur of the highest quality street music. You know, I love me some great life experience rap. And we're going to check that out. We're going to check that commentary out also. And Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I don't do too much relationship commentary, though, but I had to touch basis on this womanizer conversation that she had with Justin LeBoy. This transactional relationship topic that she had, the stay-at-home wife and stuff like that. And we're just going to get to it, man. Let me go ahead and create the vibes with the music, man. Hope y'all having a great day. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Give yourself a round of applause. Let's get on into the show, man.
And we back. And we back. Oh, yeah. It's been a long time coming and a long time leaving. Long time healing and a long time grieving. I had faith when I had nothing to believe in. Well, I guess I always believed in me. I put the homies in position, I believed in we. I believed in us, shit, I believed too much. I really thought that I would make it with the ones I started. It nearly ripped me apart the day we parted. A universal lesson, it's truly just a blessing. When you in first place, it's barely time for second guessing. You gotta trust your essence, you gotta trust your heart. You gotta trust your spirit, you gotta trust your art. You gotta let it fly even if it fly away. You gotta let shit die even if it die today. Might die in your arms, might die in your hands. What doesn't kill you now is only here to help you stand tomorrow or the day after that. Some put their faith in the prayer, I put my faith in the act. I put my faith in the work, I put my faith in my God. One day I wake up from this dream and it's all a facade.
If it is all a dream, please don't wake me up. What if I change my mind? And it's just too much for me, for me, for me. Please don't wake me up. For me, for me, for me. Please don't wake me up. For me, for me, for me. Please don't wake me up. For me, for me, for me. Please don't wake me up. For me, for me, for me. Please don't wake me up.
And I put my faith in this art because this art is really the only way I could express myself to the masses. See, they often ask me how I'm doing, but I always deflect and I tell them that I'm past it. But the truth is, I still debate on crashing out. The truth is, some days it's fuck all this shit. You can have the money, the cars, the clothes, and this house. See, the only thing I'm seeking these days is the depths of my soul. Cause I'm still trying to turn a dollar to a dream and a house to a home. See, it seems the more I ignore my calling, the more it calls on me. And I'm still learning to have faith in God when He allows these heavy weights to fall on me. Like, don't you know you one of His strongest soldiers? Don't you know it ain't over till it's over?
Dope record, man. Go check out La Russell's new album. Fire project, man. I checked it out Friday morning, around 2, 3 in the morning before everybody got the news that we was over there in the Middle East doing what we was doing as Americans. And salute to the military, man. I got some partners that I rock with heavy in the Navy, in the Marines. Be careful over there, big dog, man. This shit getting real, super real. But La Russell, last week we talked about him on the Jackson Boys live show that we did. Me, AD, Jack Boy, and Easy. And he had mentioned that Lil Wayne doesn't have substance in his raps. And we conversed about it. And me listening to his album, it seemed like that was just a rollout, a promotion to get his name in the algorithm so people would go pay attention to his album. And I went and did. And it was a decent album. It really isn't for me, but it's good, high quality music. And I'm appreciative when a person puts their all into their art. And I really enjoyed the album. Go check out La Russell new project, man. Real talk. And what's your thoughts about that conversation? Y'all didn't really tap in on that conversation when we was live about y'all thoughts of La Russell saying that Lil Wayne doesn't have no substance. Is that cap? Do y'all agree with what he's saying? Or do y'all not agree? And let's continue on, though, man. Like, the 50 Cent beef, I addressed it last week. The 50 Cent and T.I. beef, it has went to a whole nother level. The whole family. The baby coming at him. The nigga that do the rock music coming at him. The R&B coming at him. They coming at him from all type of angles. King still standing on violence. I come to think that this is nasty work because me thinking about 50 Cent and the Ja Rule beef, these young individuals who I won't consider kids because they're not kids, all of them are, T.I.'s children are grown men. But me knowing how petty 50 is, that this is going to last for life. I assume the reason he isn't responding is because time shall, he's patient. Time shall pass. I may see you in the airport. I may see you at the award show. I may see you at the Super Bowl. I may see you in Vegas. I might see you in Atlanta. But when I'm seeing you, are you prepared? Are you prepared for what we gonna do? So that's why I think he's not responding. But I feel as if he took a L in this beef strategically because what we know him for is hip hop. What he got popular for is hip hop. If it's a rap beef, rap. You could play on Instagram and send memes and videos and stuff like that. But what you got popular for was rap. Are you holding down the culture? Because you are from New York City where the culture was created. You bash everybody in New York City. You're going at Fab, Jim Jones, Mano. It's all fun and games when you playing with your New York partners. But when you mess with that country boy, the whole family jumped on your ass. Now, I'm a music platform, so I want to react to the songs. This Damani diss was interesting because it reminded me of when the Locks dissed 50 Cent with the same type of strategy with the Miss Jackson type record. We're going to touch bases on it, check it out, see what's going on in here. Real talk. Hold up. Let's play a little bit of this. I hope this ain't AI. 4 minutes ago, 50 released the track. Dig that up too.
Let your son tell me to dig up my dead mother.
Man, there's AI. I already can tell. This AI. Let's keep playing it though. See if AI did a good job.
Alright, Sabrina Jackson died before I knew a dime lick. His son used the grave as a punchline fucking dick. You said the salad, didn't correct it, didn't flinch. That means you co-signed it. Clifford, you's a bitch. Tiny.
Nah, that ain't 50. I ain't even ready to play myself. Let's get into what we came here for, to react to the real records. This is Miss Jackson by Damani. Let's go.
Miss Jackson, am I overreacting or is it valid? I wanna have a one-on-one convo about the man you sacrifice your life for so the world could see his talent. He's a legend now, I guess it worked out, but I need some answers. Are you happy with the way he been holding your family name? I need to know cause I can't sleep at night thinking you died in vain. I think it got to him, people won't tell him because he pay him. The emperor's new clothes to tell, we need to tell. We failed too many times from shells or either jail. Cats got 9 lives, one more will ring the bell and I don't wanna do it. Reason I came to you, I'm hoping you could talk me through it. Maybe it's something that you could tell me, bring some understanding. I'm more level-headed than the people headed to his mansion. I hope you know it's time sensitive. I think he really was a little confused, but I won't mention it. Part of me, if I'm digging it, hate to have you reliving it. You supposed to be resting, but just a few questions. Do you whisper in his ear before he makes his decisions? Can he hear you pass the nervous laugh he do when he timid? And is he really happy? Talent took the basic and gimmicks led to the actual business. He used to be something. We thought it was a joke, but now we see it's something off with him. I offer him a chance to reunite with you, and I'll do it. Nothing left to do, so I just send him to you, Miss Jackson. Hey Curtis, I encourage you to do a little research on my whole family, but you can start with me first. I know you're not familiar with a mother or a father. Maybe that's the reason easily you'll talk about them. Maybe that's the reason you be targeting the women. Let somebody try your mama, bet you probably wanna kill them. Speaking of killing, Curtis, I heard you was a firebug. Well, I'ma be the reason all your fans put their lighters up. Put your lighters up if you've dealt with abuse. Put your lighters up if you're no longer enthused with a nigga running around, profiting off our pain. Love it when we fall down, that's when Curtis gets paid. Now put your lighters up if you too want the truth. Many men sin but don't profit like you from it. You don't even drink but you'll fake it for the news coverage. Seem like you know 50 Cent more than you know you, Curtis. Goddamn, I think you went too far to stop now. I got a little more information you could jot down. Firebug, I could still smell the gasoline on you. Firebug, at least let him sleep before you cremate him. Firebug, ironic you not hot as what you used to be. Firebug, and I'm the one delivering your eulogy. Firebug, don't let him put his light up. The next time you miss a mama, I could send you right to her. Try your luck. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Interesting record. Salute to the young boy for defending his family's honor and name. I've been seeing where people saying Tiny isn't his mom. I find that interesting. But I can tell and hear by the bars and the way he presents his raps that he is inspired by J. Cole. He gives me real J. Cole-ish type vibes. And sending threats is interesting. to me like to 50 Cent. Because 50 Cent posted a picture. I don't think he sent a physical threat saying that he was going to hurt anybody. You know, he said he's sending people to his mansion and it's time sensitive. When I think of an individual like 50, I think of lawsuits. You know, he petty. Super petty. Any way he can bring you down, he gonna kick you while you're down, like how he kicked Diddy while he was down. They create an opportunity for lawsuits to come. He ain't saying much. He's went mute and they still conversing. I think it's time to stand down a little bit. Even though the internet is entertained and they profiting off of it, is the profit worth it? You know, King put a piece up on his Instagram and he was talking about, you know, we got the paperwork, nigga. You a rat. Saying all kind of stuff. Pictures of the mama casket and all of that old type of stuff, saying you a rat. So I was interested in that paperwork. I'm going to read that paperwork to y'all too. I just, you know, feel like in this game and in these streets, majority of these niggas is rats. The ones that is the most successful is rats. But I want to play this clip of 50 Cent explaining that paperwork and explaining that if I'm a rat, why am I the bully at the end of the day?
Let Jimmy Henchman tell you I'm a snitch. Let Prynce tell you I'm a snitch. Just say it one time. They say these things. Yeah. When they want to try, look, even for me personally, my character, and they would try to attack my character, they'll say he a rat or he just a snitch. Yeah. All you gotta do is ask him who I told on. Paperwork. I ain't never told on no nigga in my life, boy. Yeah. In the Prynce situation, look at this case. It'll tell you who told on him. Right. My name ain't in that case. You see what I'm saying? But they talking about, they try to use that I needed to order protection, but why it feels like I'm the bully out here then? If I needed protection. Right. You needed protection, nigga, and your protection gone. That's the truth. That's what the fuck it is. Right. And then, look, they used to try to put a spin on anything, like to try and make it look good. And then when you get in beef with or disputes with the younger artists, new artists, they don't know what to use against you, so they use whatever someone else used. Right. So they go back and they go, "Oh, you this." You heard it when Meek was talking shit, and then you heard it when French was talking, and it's like, I don't take offense to it when they're doing it, because I know what they're doing. Right. You know what I'm saying? I took offense for where it actually started, and you never see. Let Jimmy Henchman tell you I'm a snitch. Let Prynce tell you I'm a snitch. Just say it one time. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because Jimmy been snitching since 1942. I'm talking Don Julio, nigga.
Damn. He said Jimmy Henchman been snitching since 1942. You know, my thoughts about this is that, you know, I've been far removed from the street presence for going on 2 decades now. And I really don't care who's a rat and who's real no more. It doesn't serve me because that isn't my lifestyle. And to be honest with y'all, I don't think nobody cares. The majority of the country don't care. People hold on to this rat talk as if it solidifies an individual and as if it even matters. Now, let me see who this is. We about to read this article. allhiphop.com. You know, King Harris posts FBI documents alleging 50 Cent snitched on Jimmy Henchman. Let me read this to y'all. So King Harris dropped purported FBI documents claiming 50 Cent cooperated. What are they talking about? Oh, damn, what happened to my, hold up. Reload, nigga. Yeah. Shit, wilding a little bit. I guess they trying to get some information off of my, you know, my page or whatever. Let me put this back up. Shit went completely blank on the screen. My fault, y'all. I apologize. We're getting it right back up on the screen, though. There it go for y'all. He dropped the documents claiming 50 cooperated with FBI investigators about Jimmy Henchman's murder trial. T.I.'s son posted what appears to be an official FBI reported from October the 12th, 2009, detailing 50 Cent's interview with agents. The document reveals that 50 confirmed he placed an anonymous tip regarding Lowell Lodi Mac Fletcher's homicide investigation. That's interesting, man, because this is a real life federal case. Real life. Fifth supposedly told agents he feared for his life and accused James Jimmy Henchman Rosemond of Fletcher's death as retaliation for an assault on Rosemond's son. After further investigation, it was discovered that the phone used to place the anonymous tip was connected to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Jackson confirmed that he was the person who placed the anonymous call and that he was in fear for his life following the death of Lodi Mack, the documents read. Henchman was convicted of ordering Fletcher's murder. He received a life sentence in 2014 for running a multi-million-dollar drug ring and ordering Fletcher's execution. Wow. So the drug ring is separate from the execution, but this execution is tying back to 50 Cent, which Jimmy Henchman received a life sentence for. I got 21 questions, but just answer this one. So who was Lodi Mack? Y'all know? Whoever he was after he died, that's when Freaky Cent started to fear for his life. And well, it's up there. Is this who called my pops a rat with no blank and white? Well, here's yours, sir. King wrote. Put the paperwork out on. Put the paperwork out on 50. The latest attack come from weeks of tension between the Harris family and 50 Cent over a versus battle. T.I. claimed 50 Cent agreed to battle him, but ultimately backed out. The feud escalated with 50 Cent posted T.I. testifying over the death of his good friend Falant Johnson and labeled the Atlanta rapper King Rat. The beef went up a notch earlier this week after 50 Cent posted unflattering images of King's mother, Tomika. I thought her name was Tomika, Tiny Harris, sparking an all-out war of insults and T.I. diss tracks to 50 Cent, the right one. We played that last week. That was a fire track. 50 Cent has systematically removed Instagram posts mentioning T.I. and King Harris from his account over the last few days. You know what's important about that? To me, the main thing that's important about him removing those Instagram posts is that they took it a place that I don't think he probably thought it was going to go. And now it's to a place to where it ain't nothing else that needed to be said. If I see you, it's up. That's what I think it is now. I think it's past rap beef. I think this is to a level where it's violence. I hate to see it. I think it's nasty because one of the men is 45 and one of the men is 50 years old. I'm 45 and I'm 50. I'm 45. And I feel like, I can't even entertain no shit like that. Life too good. I wouldn't even be caring if a nigga was, speaking bad on my name unless it was profitable for the moment. Because I feel like this beef and this tension and these conversations that they're having is profitable for them. And, he put the rat allegations on 50 Cent, but T.I. has rat allegations also. And majority of all popular hip hop artists have rat allegations because if you really participated in the streets, man, you've been involved in things, man. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to get into the next record. I don't know which one I want to play first, the Lessons or the Buddy Red, because I'm interested in this Buddy Red, the one of T.I.'s son that I think do rock and roll music. But we're going to get into Lessons first, T.I.'s record. Let's go.
Yeah, pussy. What's up, Lil' Caleb? Hey, say, man, I just woke up, man, so you got my wife back on your page, man. I told you, nigga, I don't do memes, I do music. Old muscle, fat face ass, fuck, nigga. Build that ass, nigga, let it be a lesson. Let it be a lesson to you. Get on your head till he get the message. You understand it, let it be a lesson to you. Let it be a lesson to you. Let it be a lesson to you. No disrespect it. Gonna be tolerated, obligated to check it. They playing fake. Think I'ma let a nigga disrespect my wife like that shit just alright? Think I'ma take this shit from you, pussy nigga, you gon' have to come take my life. Expensive game this nigga playing, hope he know the price. Knowledge is power, but the knowledge gon' cost you. Enjoy the win, but we tend to learn more from the loss. When many men leave they chin open, go in they jaw. Went window shopping at the candy shop, this nigga so soft. I make music, not memes, nigga, we ain't the same. A world of different, let begin with I'm a king and you lame. Still in here rapping cause I just can't look myself in the face. Without me telling them today, ho, you a bitch and you fake. pussy. Yo, dad, nigga, let it be a lesson. Get on your head till he get the message. Man, let it be a lesson to you. Let it be a lesson to you. Let it be a lesson to you. No disrespect it. Gonna be tolerated, obligated to check it. They playing fake. Think I'ma let a nigga disrespect my wife like that shit just aight? Think I'ma take this shit from you, pussy nigga, you gon' have to come take my life. Expensive game this nigga playing, hope he know the price. Every time I look up, that hoe wanna get into it and beef. I hate a bullet, pussy nigga come and do it to me. He beat on female, and I know details. Could be a free L to hand out, but I know he tell. He Jacqueline Johnson, I'ma be on DL. I'ma spank that baby, don't get no fuck about how he feel. You bully everybody, all for no compassion, it cool. Then playing victim like a Karen when it happened to you. Well, dad, nigga, let it be a lesson. Get on your head till he get the message. Man, let it be a lesson to you. Let it be a lesson to you. Let it be a lesson to you. No disrespect it. Gonna be tolerated, obligated to check it. They playing fake. Think I'ma let a nigga disrespect my wife like that shit just aight? Think I'ma take this shit from you, pussy nigga, you gon' have to come take my life. Expensive game this nigga playing, hope he know the price.
Yeah, that record was cool. I didn't like it better than the original one that released at first. I think this might be the third one, man. It's so many diss records came out. I feel like Kendrick Lamar and Drake set the blueprint of just back to back to back to back diss records and not just one smash and keep it moving. But I feel like those other two that T.I. put out, he should have just left it alone after he dropped the hard one. Just drop the hard one and keep it moving, dog. Let that sit and let him think about that. But that was a decent record. It just, the chorus was a little bit lame and the comedy at the beginning, you know, I feel like he don't need to keep dropping diss records because it's beyond public perception and acceptance from the public. But, you know, also this is going to sway, you know, the consumer's views about 50 Cent. People are going to think totally different about 50 Cent after this beef. They're not going to view him the same as the bully, as the person that, you know, tears up rappers and kills rappers and, you know, end careers and stuff, because I don't feel like he can end careers. He ain't even respond to Fabulous yet. He still got to respond to Fabulous before he come deal with T.I. But, you know, I'm entertained. I feel like, you know, hip hop is in a state to where it becomes more popularized when beef is involved. Even though Tip came out with a hit before even implementing himself in his beef, he just released the video to the record also as of recently, and the song is fire. He got a chart topping song right now, Let Him Know, produced by Pharrell. So, you know, it's just interesting to see where this land. But we get ready to get into the next track before we move along in this conversation and everything, man, because I got a whole bunch of stuff I want to talk to y'all about. But we're going to get into Buddy Red, T.I.'s son, to be on the word type time. His song is called 2 Quarters Ain't Nothing But 50 Cent. Let's hear what the little young brother got to say.
Quarters and mama, I can't make the rent. 2 rent. 2 quarters in mama can't make the rent. 2 quarters get rich or die trying. I got 2 quarters and 2 quarters getting spent. You got shot 9 times, we can make it 10. You got shot 9 times, we can make it 10. You got shot 9 times, we can make it 10. You got shot 9 times, we can make it 10.
That's all I can do, buddy. Red song hard. T.I., I can't call him Tip for some reason. It sounds spooky a little bit. You got to put Lil Buddy on your album. Buddy got to be on the album. He killing that guitar. The chorus was flawless and fly. I like him. Damani, all them boys, man, they cold. King might be the one that didn't get the rapper genes. You know, I didn't play his record. It was cool. He disrespectful and everything, but his rapping skills, you know, he got to step it up a little bit. He got a little time left, but his rapping ability ain't up to par. But that, Buddy, you know, I don't like promoting drama, tension, beef, destruction, but this is hip-hop. Hip-hop is my niche, the genre that I promote. Hip-hop is what I'm in when I create my music and express the things that I'm going through. I use hip-hop also. And it's just so much going on in the world right now. Why is everybody at odds? Why is it so much tension? It's even more tension in hip-hop also with CyHi The Prynce dissing J. Cole. Like, this came out of left field to me. You know, CyHi, where is that? Hold up. I got to find a record. I don't want to waste y'all time. Oh, I got it. So the song is called Lost Control. When I looked at the title or whatever, I felt like this was like some sort of Control. You remember the Control record with Big Sean, Kendrick Lamar, and Jay Electronica? I felt like this was a play on words. CyHi The Prynce, he hasn't been relevant since Ye been out of control. He was a writer for Ye. He's a hell of a barsmith. I feel like he had the best verse on a couple of them songs with Jay-Z and Pusha T and stuff. I like CyHi The Prynce though, but you know, what's the reason for everybody coming at J. Cole right now? Why is everybody at odds and there's so much tension? Simba came at Cole. 50 and Ja beefing. America over there bombing Iran right now. It's just out of control right now in this country. We're going to get into the record. I ain't even heard this one. I done heard all the other ones. I didn't hear that Buddy Red song, though, that was going at 50. But this CyHi The Prynce and J. Cole, this, I'm interested in it. Let's get right to it. Let's get right to it. Let's get right to it.
Yeah. Hey, bro, can you let your people know you not fucking with me? Cause them thinking you is fucking with me. I could never fall off. Yeah. Can you hear me? I've been hearing a lot of niggas claim the best rapper alive. Two things can be true, that's a factual lie. I'm that actual guy with a capital Y. Flow slicker than a nigga with the patch on his eye. Scared of our good brother in that Grand National Y. Shoulda knew you and that La Honda was gon' have to collide. Let's take this magical ride back to the Shy. The FOI, don't know how many bows I actually tied. I felt like Farrakhan, Saran wrapping the pie.
And my shit hit like crack when it's dry. So high, you can hit it once and pass it to God. I give off that human trafficking vibe. Cause I had that boy and the girl in the back of a Dodge. I did what I had to survive. Can't sit with my back to the door, that's my tactical side. The AK rushing like a halfback in the eye. Armed with a shotgun, cause you passed the huncher. I should've stayed in school, but at this juncture, I got $10 bags, fat as Action Bronson. And I wanna rap, but I lack the sponsors. And half of you niggas never had the hunger to pass the trauma. I'm in the trap passing Fonta. On the sun on ashwagandha. I'm used to getting stabbed in the back, it feel like acupuncture. Ever been back to back to back with Hondas? 2 of them decoys, 1 of them packed with ganja. I came back just to crash the summer. I put more fire on wax than Kwanzaa. Cause whatever Hebrew can be used by the bartender. Mazel tov, shots through the glass of the car windshield. That might have went over your yarmulke, cause Hanukkah might be the only event my bars miss for. And these niggas I'm with are not restless. Trust me, they done shot at more legs than Brock Lesnar. Murder for hire, they're turning to cross-dressers. And if they gotta bring them alive, it costs extra. If they gotta bring them alive, it costs extra. That's what I call a small gesture. That's to all of you Pondexters. The flow is chart-topping, heart-throbbing, the dog's barking. Sparks popping, 40 cacao like dark chocolate. Call God and he don't answer, they call blocking. Out of options, draw Glock, then start swapping. Gunpowder, the gunfire, the harmonics. Of multiple shots going off, it's called violence. Bullets keep passing me by, I'm farsighted. The cops watch as I'm stuck lodged in a tree. And my truck lit up like the city they caught pocking. Probably hoping to find some narcotics. I get emotional talking about it, I'm Carl Thomas. Okay, this might be off topic, but tell St. John that them raps just ain't that jaw-dropping. You forgot I still owe you for false prophets. I rap punches that's hard as Bernard Hopkins. And ain't no yes men over here, my dog, stop it. We like the band on the Titanic. We going down with the ship before we go jumping off it. So watch your mouth before you go over talking. It's cool till you run into one of his underbosses. You got one book and thought you could run to Boston. I had a trap, one in Charlotte and one in Charleston. But have you ever read the book of Jeremiah? Cause when homie dropped, y'all was looking terrified. No pun intended, I'll tell your squad into pieces. Furniture moving like Jamiroquai's. Open heart surgery, you getting sterilized. You was a spoiled kid, so I can't spit a rod. And I done seen real killers get set inside a wheelchair, all because they told her paralyzed. Ever used the fish scale to weigh a square cod? In the day I sold 10 bells, man, I swear to God. My plug made us write to him on a piece of paper, cause he afraid of niggas wearing wires. So many stories, man, I can't retire from moving China White out to Shangri-La. What I'm saying, I grew up around some dangerous guys, famous for committing some heinous crimes. It can get dark quick, I'm on daylight savings time. You ever got a toothbrush and had to shave it down? The principal told my mama I should've stayed behind. 20 years later, I got one of the greatest minds. I know it ain't my business, but I made it mine. Ain't no statute of limitations on my latest rhymes. And here's my favorite line: if you heard that I'm a silver spoon, nigga, just know I got a nickel-plated knife. It's just,
You know, great bars. Phenomenal lyrics. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. I don't think Cole will be responding to that. I have to listen to it multiple times. That's not something that I can listen to the first time and have a reaction for y'all to where I can break down the bars and see where he meant what he meant in that. I know he was acknowledging when Cole said something about Kanye West and he said he his underboss and he should have been done, responded and all of that. I feel like it was unnecessary. That's all I'm going to say. J. Cole is at a state to where he's riding around in Hondas and his fans is coming out in droves. He's touching the people. He's selling CDs. He's doing something that has never been done before. And, you know, people who are attacking Cole right now actually look lame because why not back out there? If you see all that he is doing right now, going to college campuses, his fans love him. He's riding around in a Civic as a regular man in jogging pants with his dreadlocks not done. All that tough guy shit lame, man. Just being honest with you, all that dissing and shit, that shit lame, man. Just spend your time, make your art, man, and enjoy life. I feel like that's what Cole is doing. I like CyHi The Prynce as an artist. I would love to get a feature on a track with CyHi and do a song with him, but at the end of the day, man, that was unnecessary, big dog. I know right now we living in a attention currency era, algorithmic based era. Cole really ain't the algorithm though, because you can put his name in a title on Google, YouTube, or whatever, and if it ain't him specifically doing it, it may not get no traction. I don't know why that is though, but it may not get no traction. So this was unnecessary. This actually made you look a little lame though, man. I heard him talking about when he got shot at and stuff in Atlanta, in his hometown. He spit a couple of bars about that though. Decent song, man. One more time, round of applause for CyHi The Prynce, but this was unnecessary, big dog. I hope you see this. It was unnecessary. Now we're going to move along in the conversation. I see a lot of podcasters going to Netflix, Rory and Mal, Joe and Jada, and I ain't seen an episode since. You know, for easily access and easy consumption, I feel like people should stay on YouTube. If, you know, you money hungry and you trying to get the bag or whatever, I understand Netflix want to give you a bag and monetize what you got going on though, but you're going to lose viewers. I don't go to Netflix for podcasts. I go to watch a movie or watch a series. I'm not going to see an interview. YouTube is my platform for that, or Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Them the only three places that I'm going to look for an interview. I might, you know, if I want to see some exclusive content from Joe Budden, I might go to Patreon. But he the only person that I'm going to pay to go see at a Patreon. I'm not buying none of you other niggas Patreons. That's weird a little bit to me. He's the originator of that, Joe is, to me. But, you know, the game was on Joe and Jada as of recently. They asked him a question about Kendrick Lamar and Drake's beef and where he stands at. And I feel as if, you know, people always want you to pick a side. There's no in between. And you could be friends with both of these guys, or you could be an inspiration to one and friends with another, and you don't want to see either of them fall off. But people always want you to pick a side, and I feel like that's unnecessary sometimes. Why can't I just stay out the beef? What's your thoughts about that in the comment section below? I would like to know. If you cool with two people, should you be forced to weigh the option who you cool with the most at the moment and pick a side? Me personally, I feel like that's fuck nigga behavior. Real talk.
I got the utmost love for Kendrick. If somebody asks Kiss who's the best rapper from New York and you don't say yourself, our friendship gets different.
Yeah, you ain't.
Same go for you.
One of the greatest rappers. Nah, I just get money.
Kobe is never gonna say that Michael Jordan is better than me. He's gonna say that he's better than me, but in the Kobe way. But no man with children and a woman at home is gonna say another man is better than you at shit.
Correct.
I'm pretty sure Jesus wasn't walking around like, nah, he's a better carpenter than me. I got this guy. No, I'm from Compton. I drove by Kendrick when I got on. Kendrick seen me in Compton like I seen niggas before me driving through the hood with the booming sister with the gold chains. He has a song called Black Boy Fly. If you've never heard it, you should go listen to it. So he can tell you in his own words who he saw. I got respect for Kendrick and everything he doing, right? The reason there's any type of little rift between me and Dot or Chopper, if there is, if you thought there were, it's because Drake is my friend. Can we all agree that Drake is pretty fucking huge?
He's my friend.
I got him on speed dial. If I call him and tell him that Cali, Justice, or Harlem want to come to the concert, he say, send them at 6. I'm going to be right there to receive them. You know I love them like I love you. We're going to put them where they need to be.
Right.
Your kids are going to see everything that they want to see. Do they need OVO gear, everything,
Let me
whatever.
get that plug.
So I'm saying, if they go to war, then I got to sit back like a fan of two people, and I just got to watch it like everybody
That's
else.
your man.
I understand what Game is saying, but I want to address something first before I address the Kendrick Lamar and the beef statement. I release music, and I'm about to take a break in the show and play one of my records. I feel like I'm the best in the world. Just me personally. I feel like ain't nobody better than me. I'm not famous or none of that. But me being independent and investing in myself for over 15, 20 years, creating at a high level, I feel like I'm the best in the world. I feel like if I was to collaborate on a track with any artist, which I have, you know, I've got production from a lot of heavy hitters, from Zaytoven to Fade Eastwood, from Lex Lucchese, Tim Hill, a whole bunch of producers. Mike the Rock Man down there in Atlanta, who produced a lot of Shawty Low and Gucci Man records or whatever. I feel as if I'm the best, and I agree with Game on that statement that no man should feel that another one is better than him. That's a weakness, man. You got people that depends on you and looking at you as if you are the greatest and you the person that is, you know, the standard. Now, when he talked about the Kendrick and the Drake situation, I feel like Drake lost that battle, but I'm not going to stop listening to his music. I feel like 50 Cent right now is being obliterated by the Harris family. But if he was to release a track, I would listen to his music. You know, I appreciate creativity. I know beef is something that's going to happen. It's going to continue to happen. I would visit Iran, even though we over there, you know, what's going on with the United States and Iran right now. It's just that why always be forced to pick a side? Like, that shit garbage. Shouldn't nobody have to pick no side, and you shouldn't put nobody in a position to have to pick a side. Real talk. What's your thoughts about that though? I need to know. Like, if I'm rocking with you and you get into it with somebody that I consider a partner, are you gonna remove yourself out my life because I didn't pick a side? Both y'all can go. At the end of the day, I ain't missing nothing. Both y'all can go then if I'm forced to pick a side because y'all ops at the moment. Let me play this record. You know, I told y'all, I feel like I'm the best. Just as good as Hov. Just as good as Nas. I feel like I'm better than Snoop Dogg and The Game. But, you know, that's another thing. This is The Opportunist from 3 a.m. at East 10. Check me out.
Riding through the city, you know we in something nice. Michelin star dinner, could care less about the price. Celebrate the wins, celebrate the losses. A player stay cautious, they hate when you ballin'. Made the lames nauseous, they sick of the floss. And I'm still kicking shit like a nigga Bruce Lee. Getting to this paper, my only decree. A representative for East Tennessee. My prime on the grind, I had them 20 apiece. Made the paper increase, now we out of their reach. Moving discreet, very unique. They pockets petite, I'm feeling complete. Made it out the streets, I was tired of losing. Had to cut off the opportunists.
That's most likely. They only hit you up when you're shining. Never hit you up. They only hit me up when we're shining. They only hit you up when you're shining. Never hit me up when
they opportunistic, I'm moving strategic. Stayed optimistic, check statistics. We up a couple M's, live in a different realm than a cruise on the lake. And my beef and Brock Tim's, young slim, really him. Got the game from my father, a player unbothered. I'm betting with Mookie back to back like the Dodgers. Canada Goose Bomber, react calmer with respect and honor. Been by the dollar since I was a toddler. Move like a mobster, stepping in Pradas. Stay strapped like one of them niggas for shotters. At the Vineyard and Martha's, I spent a few dollars. Graduated from the streets, known as a scholar. Always kept it real, boy, you know what it is. They around where you win, but start losing again. You can tell who your friends when there's nothing to lend.
That's most likely. They only hit you up when you're shining. Never hit you up. They
to salute to my boy Lex Lucasi. You know, he's one of the executives at Empire Records, one of the record labels that's doing their thing right now with a lot of independent artists. He had just left the Grammys, and he came to my hometown. Well, we was on the outskirts. We was in Maryville, Tennessee, and he helped me with that chorus. He did the chorus to the record, The Opportunist. It's meant to, you know, bring awareness to people that have individuals in their life that's opportunists, that's only there for the opportunity. They're not there for your best interest. They're only there for the opportunity. They only want from you. They're not adding value to you. Fire record, man. Go check it out. It's a couple of videos down on the channel, and it's on Apple Music, Spotify. It's everywhere right now. I appreciate y'all. Just go check it out. Listen to it. Say you checking out Snake new music, man. That's what people call me in the streets. They name me Snake. So we're going to switch the topic up. Ray Daniels. He was on No Jumper. He was talking about street music. Something that I told y'all that I was a connoisseur of. I'm a connoisseur of high quality street music. And he said street music is dead. When he said that, I started thinking, you know, street music is people conveying the message of their life experiences, the reality that they see out their window, or the reality that they're participating in. If that's dying, that means the streets is dying. Let's see what he had to say.
So I look at rap through the eyes of wrestling. Like I am a wrestling fan. And the way I like to tell people about wrestling is that everybody gets dropped on the elbow, right? But when you get hit with the people's elbow, for some reason, we know as the audience that means the match is over. Yeah. It's the same elbow, but for some reason, when he does this, that's the spectacle. That's letting the audience know, cueing the audience. So I look at music through the eyes of rap. Now, here's what I think happened. I think it became too accessible, too easy, and money became on the line. So like, let's take Big and Pac as the biggest example. They got to millions of records sold before they both got murdered. Right. Now, you're not even getting that chance. You're getting like, I was just looking at something on the internet, and I was like, somebody just got arrested for something, and I'm like, these motherfuckers can't get a chance. So now it was like, I just think the government focused on rap.
Government.
I think the government was like, look at it like this. We got the first artist to ever put the president of the United States in a song was probably rappers. Right. I'm pretty sure, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we got a celebrity in the White House. A celebrity has more power than people that have been politicians their whole life. Right. That is the new world we live in. So so for me, I'm trying to tell artists, I'm like, you have to put yourself out there. You have to make yourself a character. What makes you different? Like, everybody raps, but what's your difference? What's your people's elbow? What's your Shawn Michaels leg kick? What's your Stone Cold Stunner? Stone Cold called the Stunner. Diamond Dallas Page called it the Diamond Cutter. It's the same fucking move. Like, you have to find your space. And I think things got serious, money got serious, and the streets took over. And once the streets took over, it ain't about talent no more. Look at it through this lens too. I'm 46. So I remember a kid grow up where they rapped about selling dope was a bad thing. Dog. I was 10 years old when Tretch from Naughty by Nature says, if you ain't never been to the ghetto, don't ever come to the ghetto, because you wouldn't understand the ghetto. So I'm in the fucking projects where niggas is getting murdered around me all day. And that was pride. It was like, yeah, we got to protect ourselves. And all of a sudden, I think it was Jeezy. It was Master P and then Jeezy. Master P really started it. The first dope boy to rap about dope. Right. Like, he don't rap about trying to stop selling dope. He was like, the nigga, Master P had a song called Make Crack Like This. Yeah. I skipped school. Me and my nigga skipped school to watch about it and try to make crack, because C Murder gave you the whole formula on how to make crack.
A lot of times I pull these clips up because this is what's popular in the media or in the content creation stratosphere. Master P wasn't the first nigga. The first nigga talking about street music in the South that we prioritized in the South was Pimp C. It was the pimp. Don't disrespect the pimp. Don't disrespect Texas. You know, I ain't from Texas, but don't disrespect the pimp. When Menace to Society came out and that song A Pocket Full of Stones came out, that was 92. Master P wasn't nowhere to be found, dog. Real talk. To me, the comparison of wrestling and rap is bullshit also. Ray Daniels, that's bullshit, dog. That's just what you fantasize in. False shit. Wrestling isn't real. The streets is reality. Ain't nothing fake about the streets. Nothing. No element of it is fake. You can't fake the hustle. You can't fake the murders. You can't fake the participation in the streets. Was our culture meant to be popular? I just mentioned Pimp C, the underground king. You know, I feel like hip hop was meant to be something underground. I don't feel like it was something that meant to be Billboard chart topping music. It didn't supposed to go mainstream. It took the investment of people that was in the mainstream to make it mainstream. The Universals, the Warner Brothers, the Atlantic Records, the what's the other one? 50 Cent now and all them boys signed to Priority and Interscope Records to make it mainstream. Hip hop to me wasn't meant to be mainstream. I like it better when it's underground because you can be yourself. When it became mainstream, you know, hip hop was still cool and everything though, but the artists couldn't genuinely be who they are because they had to make money. Right now, I like the state that hip hop is in because artists get to genuinely be themselves. They don't have to, you know, appease to the people that is investing in them financially. Is hip hop of the government's focus? Yes, because people are committing federal crimes and talking about federal crimes in hip hop through drill music and those other subculture genres that's within hip hop. Niggas telling on themselves in records. Which, if you telling on yourself you're lame as hell, you deserve to go to jail. I ain't sympathizing with you. You deserve whatever happened to you, big dog. Real talk. But Ray Daniels, I don't think that street music will ever die as long as the streets exist. And the streets is alive and thriving right now. Maybe more than ever. Real spill. Let me move along in the conversation. We're going to get on to David Banner. I want to talk about David Banner because David Banner was on Still 400. And I'm very appreciative of Manny Fresh and Juvenile. Those guys was an inspiration to me. Shout out to them brothers. Shout out to New Orleans. Shout out to the Hot Boys, Cash Money, No Limit Records, BG, Juvenile, Boosie, Webby, all of them boys down there in the boot. Let me play this first clip because we about to move along into the politics conversation. David Banner was asked a question from Juvenile about his participation in politics. And we about to get into this politics conversation on this episode because we're at war with Iran. You know, Trump just held the State of the Union. So politics is something that is interesting right now, and it's something that I'm interested in, and I'm going to be conversating about it a little bit more on the podcast in the near future.
So, like, why you haven't gotten into politics?
Because if you really know what politics really is.
And then I know what you represent too, though.
Yeah. Politics, you know, as much as I appreciate the process, the real people who run the world got money. You know, the real truth is politicians, to me, in America, are whores. So they gonna be attracted to whoever makes the money. So instead of being a politician and begging people to listen, I could just, if I, you know, once I do the things that I'm doing now, you know, I could just build a school. I ain't gotta beg nobody for. You know, what we gotta understand is that regardless of whether it's left wing or right wing, it's part of the same bird.
Yeah.
And that bird ain't never gave a about black people and especially poor people. So until black people are in a position where they can truly put money into the system, until they can learn about lobbyists and how to pay these lobbyists to get the things that we want.
Lobbyists is a big thing because those are the ones who stand out there and speak out public, well, not publicly speaking. They able to get in these forums and speak for us. And
Hey,
some of these lobbyists don't really,
bro.
Yeah. Some of them ain't gonna speak for us. Ain't gonna say no good words for us at all.
Unless
So-
we pay them. And if
Exactly.
we pay them and they don't do what they're supposed to do, then we motivate them in the way that we used to. You know?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Hey, somebody educate me. What was the way we used to motivate them? Real talk, David Brown. What was the way we used to motivate them? Because, you know, I don't feel like, you know, we ever motivated them. And he said that they never cared about black folks. That's a true statement. But, you know, not just black folks. I feel like they don't care about nobody. Politicians don't care about nobody unless you got that bag. You ain't got that bag. Get what? You ain't of all concern, because I think about all the people that invested in Kamala Harris during her presidential run. $1 billion was spent. A whole billy. She was giving Megan Thee Stallion money. She was giving Quavo money. She had brought everybody out to entertain the people to make her feel like she was of some substance. Al Sharpton money. She was just spending the money to make herself look as if she is somebody of value, when at the end of the day, didn't nobody even care. The couple of words that I heard that caught my attention was politicians are whores, what David Banner said. He said they whores. I would have to agree with that, because it's a system that was created that is bigger than the system. Let's just think about that. This system that has been created, the capitalist system. It's about finances, man. It's finances. Once people start to realize that the money is more important than a human being's life, they will have a whole totally different perspective about their existence, because those politicians will sell you out. They looking for a bag, and they giving people opportunity to do whatever they want to do if you give them that bag to put them in the position to do what they want to do. You know, when Trump first won his election, as of recently, we seen all the tech companies. We seen Elon Musk. We seen Mark Zuckerberg. We seen I forgot buddy name that own Amazon. We seen all of the people that's in power. We seen the dude who owns Dell Computers there. We seen everybody who is getting the real bag on Trump's side. So if you got the people in power on Trump's side, the people that's poor don't stand a chance, because you ain't got no money to even have a say-so. Just being honest with you. You don't have no money to even have a say-so. So they whores, man. And David Banner is basically saying he want to be able to do what he want to do on his own. I understand that. That's the way that you can move with integrity. That's the way you can move with morals. That's the way that hip hop was created, through the underground. Move through the underground and do your own thing. Real talk. I appreciate that, man. Let me give David Banner a round of applause before I play this next clip.
You know, and so, bro, I had all this money, and I set up in the North Georgia mountains on top of a mountain, bro. And God said, you're going to have to deal with that. And it made me a better man, bro. So, like, for me, I learned that I got to take care of me.
You have to.
You know, and a lot of times, bro, we try to save people. That's not our job. That's God. We try to do God's job.
This how I live by this. He who has fallen cannot help him that is down.
What?
How you going to help somebody and you on your You know what I'm saying? So you got to save yourself first to even have an opinion on, or reach out there and help your brother.
And them
behind you,
children
somebody.
will show you. The
And it's
children
the
don't want
same
to hear
thing for
all
them.
that talking.
Yeah.
Children want to see what you got.
Yeah.
Show
Right.
me what that got you.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. How
Other
that
than
shit
that,
work
that's
for
some
you.
bullshit you talking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, boy.
That old lady proverb. Don't let nobody with nothing tell you something.
What?
I like that. Don't let nobody with nothing tell you something. Like I ain't gonna tell you something. He ain't got nothing.
And that goes a long way.
I don't know why my hand claps so low. Like, why my hand clap so low? Let me hit these things one more time. I want to salute them. Is that a little bit louder, y'all? My whole life, I felt like if I didn't help the people I love, I was being selfish. And I was hindering myself. I was playing God. It ain't nothing I can do for nobody, man. Like, what David Banner, Juvenile, and Manny Fresh just said was important because you got to prioritize yourself first. If you can't help yourself, you can't help nobody else. You can go try to help other people at the detriment to yourself, but then when you alone by yourself, you by yourself. Ain't nobody there to help you. What's your thoughts about that in the comment section below? You know, I appreciated this clip from David Banner. I enjoyed that podcast commentary from him on Still 400 with Manny Fresh and Juvenile. But, you know, selfishness, is that a problem? Is that a bad thing, being selfish? Because I don't feel like it is, man. I feel like, you know, you have to prioritize who you are to be able to move forward, because ain't nobody prioritizing you. When you dealing with them things, you ain't receiving them phone calls, man. Ain't nobody looking out for your best interest, but you steadily got somebody on the mind when you get up, when you get you a little bit of paper. You want to give back to family members and you want to be God. That ain't your role, being God. Real talk. Salute to David Banner, Juvenile, Manny Fresh. We moving forward in the conversation. I was watching this show, Carla Ray boyfriend, Justin LaBoy or whatever it is, respectfully Justin. The last time I really seen any of his content was when he had Kanye West on conversating. I think Kanye West had something to do with him starting his podcast. I think he was the first guest on his show. So as of recently, he had Dr. Cheyenne Bryant on. She has been popularized for being on Cam Newton's show, Club Shay Shay, giving her relationship topics. You know, I've been married for 5 years, been in a relationship with my wife for 8, going on 8. Not to brag or nothing, but we have never had an argument. You know, I feel like the main thing about relationships is conversation, being able to communicate, but not just communicate, being able to articulate what's being communicated. If you can't understand what's being said, then what's being said doesn't have no value to you. So we're going to play a few clips from this conversation, and I want to help some females. I want to help some males get an assessment and an understanding for this. But first, we're going to get into some of the foolishness, because she said that niggas, let me stop, males with multiple children by multiple women are womanizers.
Man who has multiple kids by multiple women is a womanizer. And in addition to that, you married none of them. It's not a thought, it's a no. What kind of man goes and procreates with multiple women, provides no covering, no provision, and you're not in the house with any of them? You're selfish, you have narcissistic traits, or you are narcissistic, and you are very much a womanizer who cares about one person, yourself. Now, I just happen to be blessed because my father was a great father, but he wasn't a good man with women, and he was transparent about it. Thank God. A lot of men glamorize their behaviors and make their daughters and sons think that is the way it's supposed to be, or that is the man you're supposed to be choosing. My father told me very loud, if you bring a man who looks like me, smells like me, acts like me, somebody gonna be dead or in jail. Do not ever date a man who does any of those when it comes to a relationship.
I'm going to try to make some sense out of this, because I'm kind of conflicted by the statement that, you know, if you have multiple kids by multiple women, you are a womanizer. Let me converse, but I need to do some Googles or some chat GPTs or whatever they call it nowadays. You know, define a womanizer. I got to define that, because I don't know what that, you know, a womanizer? I need to be specific. Real talk. A womanizer is a man who regularly pursues multiple women romantically or sexually, often without genuine emotional commitment or long-term intentions. She right. That's all I needed to see. You know, she said provides no cover, no assistance. A narcissist. I feel like, you know, that terminology of a narcissist, I feel like everybody is a narcissist. I feel like it's just different traits of narcissism. I feel like people are narcissists in their own ways. Everybody has a narcissist. I just feel like women use that against certain men that don't know how to articulate themselves to make them feel lower than, so they can have a leg up. I don't really like that terminology, but what I want to say before I play the next clip of Dr. Cheyenne Bryant about womanizers, can a man just make a mistake? I have 0 kids. I'm the loyalest man y'all probably know. Husband, don't have no intentions on doing anything with any other woman besides my wife. But I understand how a man can make mistakes though, dog. Just real talk. A man can make mistakes. He may not be a womanizer. Why we got to add a title to who he is? Why we got to identify him or put up a claim? We got to call him a womanizer and a narcissist because he might have made a mistake. Let's go on to the next clip, man. Real talk.
What's your thoughts on a man who provides financially, but he's not there in every other category, especially as a parent?
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes men are so busy working and just in the grind that they want to support their family, but then like you'll support them financially, but then something else will be missing. That'll be another problem. But then there's another man who doesn't have it financially and he's doing everything else, but then the finances is the problem. So I want you to kind of like help us figure out that middle ground during this conversation as a man who has been through these things.
Yeah, bring some reality to relationships is what I hear you saying. A man who's out sacrificing time in exchange for social economics so he can provide for his family is a man who is high value and high functioning. A man who is out there sacrificing his time to make money, but also the time that he has that is not working, he chooses not to spend with his family, is high value, low functioning. That means that he's functioning at a level so low that he is not taking the collective into mind. He's saying that I'm going to work, and when I have free time, I'm going to also spend that time doing the things I want to do at the expense of my family. That's low functioning. And that's low functioning is just, you know, having low emotional intelligence. It means that you don't have the intellect to think past yourself. You don't have the intellect to regulate your emotions. Emotions and feelings is what tells us and drives what we want to do. It drives our decision making. And if you can't manage your emotions to do what's right for what you've created, which is the collective of your family, then you're low functioning. Right. Absolutely. And for the women who don't appreciate the man that you mentioned, that, hey, look, you know, maybe he's not out there making all of the money you would like him to make, but he's at home and he's present and he's showing up and he's covering and he's leading that household, then that's not a man issue. Then that's that woman's issue. And I think that folks need to become less transactional and more relational, and we'd have more relationships. Mm-hmm. Because if we base our relationships on just how you perform or how I perform, that's a condition. As soon as that performance is no longer available, then guess what? That condition that I was in love with also goes, and so does my love for you. But if I can look at you and say, you know, whether he performs or not, right? I love him. I like him. If he never brought in another dollar because he couldn't, right? Then I still want to roll with this guy. This is still my person. That's relational. Transactional is if he ain't paying the bills and I could do bad by myself. Yeah. When you hear somebody say that, that's someone who needs you to perform. Right. And I think performance is what's deadening relationships. That's what's causing or allowing the divorce rate to be high. And you have kids in the house that are looking to their parents or whoever's in that home on how to navigate relationships.
You know, I never been a person that wanted to be in a relationship with a female that felt like she needed to receive. that was so unattractive to me that all it's about is receiving. What am I getting? What are you doing for me? What can you do for me? What can you provide for me? Are you doing this? I want to be a stay-at-home wife. I want to be a stay-at-home girlfriend. I didn't entertain those type of women because I could control my emotions and my feelings. I like when she said that men and women basically need to control their emotions and feelings. They basically need to prioritize, being in control of your thoughts and who you are as an individual and knowing what you want, because you don't want to be in someone's life and create an imbalance for them and hinder them based upon what you want. She said, if you sacrificing your time to provide for your family, you're high functional. If you sacrificing your time to do you, you're low functional. I really don't like this functional conversation, this high value man type shit. I think that was something that Kevin Samuels created. What is actually high value? Because when I think of high value, I think of what she is talking bad about, the transactional aspect of it, because value is something that is subjective. The reason I say that it's subjective is because value is determined based upon what the person values. Everybody don't value the same thing. I like this wine right here. Somebody could think this nasty. $100 bottle. It could be worth $5 to somebody else. I like my car. I drive a Mazda. I drive an Audi. Trash to somebody else. What you value, other individuals may not value. So what she's saying pertains to the individual. Let's get into the next clip. This next clip is very, very interesting.
Functioning high value woman. When should you decide to be a stay-at-home girlfriend or fiance in your case? Because you high functioning, you high value, you have your own income, you have your own life, you went to school, you built so much up for yourself, and then you meet this man who convinces you to quit everything so he could take care of you. When should a woman decide that she should drop everything that she has and trust in a man to provide for her financially?
I love that question. When she knows that everything that she's dropping, she can pick right the fuck back up that quick. Because as soon as I caught it off, I was out of our then home within 1 week in my own beautiful, spot. And I was able to pick back up with my practice within a week. I have a lot of accolades, a lot of credentials. My resume speaks for itself. I'm the president and vice president of some of the biggest colleges here in Los Angeles and of the biggest civil rights organization, NAACP, for Los Angeles, San Bernardino, Wilmington, Palos Verdes. So I didn't let those things go, or my board associations go. I just closed up my practice. And I was a professor at a law school. And so those were all things that I knew because of my work ethic and my relationships, that if I walked out today, I can make a phone call and everything can be right back in action.
Right.
So I think that when a woman knows, set up shop first, ladies, you know what I mean? Seriously, whoever you are, set up shop so that if anything hits the fan, you can just press a button that says start and everything activates and revs right back up.
That's an interesting take that she gave, though, because she could have simplified it and said that never, you should never agree and put your whole soul and faith in a man that's going to say that he wants you to be a stay-at-home anything. Because to me, that's a form of control. Some men might have good intentions, but most want to control you and keep you stagnant, so you have to depend on them for everything. If a man really loves you, he don't want you to be a stay-at-home nothing. He's going to invest in your dreams. Not just so you can have a whole bunch of things. Invest in your dreams and in your creativity so we can build together and have together. It ain't about, to me, it's not about momentarily having things or you not working. That's low functional. I'm going to use her language. That's low functional. It's about, to me, it's specifically about building together. If we can't build together, we don't need to be together. That's just my perspective, my assessment of it. Never stay at home, ladies. I don't want you to stay at home. I want you to, if you don't have a dream, if you don't have nothing that you're creating that can become something, everybody, we was born here to be fruit to the earth. We wasn't born here to be in the house, cleaning the house, watching the kids, wiping booties, and when your man get old, you take care of him. Nah, man. You got to go out there and achieve your dreams. You got to go out there and fight that world. You got to go out there and learn how to communicate. You got to go out there and be able to assist in evolving this country. We're in a place right now, and I'm about to get into the political conversation on this podcast. We're in a place in a state right now where Donald Trump, man, one thing I can salute about him, and I mean salute, he working harder than any president I seen in my life. I never seen nobody at the age that he is consistently signing bills, consistently having announcements, consistently doing things. I don't know if it's in the best interest of the people, everything that he's doing, but he's working. At the age that he is, he's working. It was just an announcement made that the military is getting ready to stand on business in Iran. I don't like war. I don't like violence. But we about to get into this conversation, real talk.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels and international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer.
I was on the phone with a coworker 5 minutes before that announcement happened. He told me, he said, Trev, go fill up your tank, go stock up on food, go get you some, necessities so you can prepare for anything happening, because I believe we're going to war. He's a man about to retire in a year, 63-year-old man. And when he told me that, I was like, I believe that Trump gonna handle business and he gonna make it swift, quick, and fast. He gave those folks 50 days after the Operation Midnight Hammer. I took some notes. I'm reading my notes, y'all. He gave those folks 50 days so it could be peaceful 50 days. Try to create the deal for those folks so this wouldn't happen. I feel like my assessment of this, I feel like that it won't be no World War III. This ain't even that serious. I feel like American intelligence is far beyond what the average American can understand right now. He spoke in the State of the Union that he is investing $1 trillion. I had to give a moment of silence for that. One more time, though. $1 trillion into the military. When you say $1 trillion, that means something, man. $1 trillion is significant. Ain't no other countries doing that. Real talk. Ain't no other countries investing $1 trillion into their military. But what caught my attention, though, is something that I realized when I was looking at all the commentary on Fox News and Al Jazeera or whatever what is it, Al Jazeera platforms or whatever, is that when we fired at them, they fired back at Jordan, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. I don't know why they did that, but my thought process is that they was trying to start World War III. And I listened to the UN's meeting, and Iran's allies isn't about to, assist them in any kind of way, because they know they way over they out of the league, man. They should have made the deal. It was in the best interest to make the deal. Trump don't want war. Everybody know that. He's ended wars, as he said in the State of the Union. He don't want war. He want to create peace. And if he have to show force to create peace, then that's what I feel like he's going to do. But, I was looking around too, and I was thinking, damn, man, this kid's going to die. The Iran people are, how do they feel about their leadership and the regime that is in power over there? And then I seen this.
ما ملت کبیریم ایران رو پس میگیریم این آخرین نبرده پهلوی برمیگرده.
Ich bin glücklich, keiner will einen Krieg und USA, Israel wollen sicherlich die haben ihre Interessen, aber es ist nicht anders möglich für das iranische Volk, jemals Freiheit zu erleben. Es geht nur durch eine Intervention von außen und darüber bin ich glücklich, dass die Menschen einfach eine Basic Freedom bekommen, wie wir alle.
Es ist einfach unfassbar. Die Leute freuen sich unendlich. Es ist nicht so, dass sie mal sagen, dass unser Land angegriffen wurde. Vielleicht also 80%, über 80% freuen sich die Leute, dass sie irgendwann mal wieder befreit werden.
خبر باید دقیق بگیم حتما نه 100% نیست.
That was imagery from within Tehran in Iran. Individuals are celebrating that regime is falling. They said that, the regime, the people that was in power over there is killing their own citizens. That man had on a Make Iran Great Again hat. That's wild, man. So it's Americans over here that's disgusted with Trump. I'm really not, I'm an independent at the end of the day. But I feel like what Trump has been doing so far is something of substance. It's something that the normal politician wouldn't do. Things would be going on in the world and in the country, and individuals wouldn't know what was going on. Trump is being transparent, even if you dislike what he's being transparent about. And the world and the media gets full access to everything. One thing that caught my attention is that the media somehow knew that this was happening before the military wanted them to know. It was leaks somewhere. But the people are celebrating over there in that country. Right now, after this leadership and this regime is removed from their, or even whatever happens to them, we don't know who will replace these individuals. But I feel like those individuals would have made the deal. They wouldn't have wanted to see their people die, or they wouldn't have wanted to go to war. And also, what's the benefits of you bombing your neighbors? It's like if something happened to the United States from people over there in the East or in the Middle East, we start bombing Canada and Mexico. Make it make sense. That really just don't make no sense at the end of the day. Real talk. I hope, what I want to say in closing to what's going on over there is that I hope the military, come back home with 0 casualties. I hope this ends fast. I have faith and belief in the United States intelligence. I believe we are the most intelligent and significant country in the world. I'm rooting for y'all boys over there. I will fight if I have to. Real talk. Today, y'all could train me up and get me ready to go. I'll be ready to go to defend this country because I love this country and I love my people that's over here in it, living free. Real spill. We're going to get into this next conversation. I wanted to address the State of the Union, but I didn't have time. Trump out here working. One thing that caught my attention about the State of the Union, I only got one topic of discussion. 2. I apologize, y'all. I got 2 topics of discussion that I want to address from the State of the Union. This one is that it's so much division in the United States that I'm appalled when I look around at the Democrats and the Republicans and who they are prioritizing right now. I meant to clip up this Black Panther lady. She was talking about how people should thank Trump. Black people should thank Trump because when the Democrats was in office, they was trying to replace black people with immigrants and migrants. I believe that because they was letting millions of people in, because they felt as if black people wasn't prioritizing the Democratic Party no more, and they was going to the Republican Party. And at the end of the day, I agreed with her because intellectual black people ain't standing with that shit because they don't care about us, and they've shown they don't care about us. And those people are independent or they moving towards a conservative side. That's just my take. Now, I'm about to play this clip from the State of the Union that showcases the division. It showcases the state of the Democratic Party. And I want to know y'all take in the comment section. I want to further the discussion in the comment section. I want to be able to chop it up with y'all. I'm going to respond to every comment. What's y'all thoughts about this clip right here?
One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
I need an explanation from the Democratic Party immediately. I come from a city that's a Republican city, that's a conservative city. I'm originally from Knoxville, Tennessee, and I moved to Charlotte, which is, it's more Democratic. It's a blue city. But once I moved here, I realized that I had conservative values about me. I don't have no choice. I was born and raised in it. But I lived in a 5-mile radius that was a Democratic radius. And I come to realize the Democrats don't represent black people. Republicans don't represent black people. They represent finances, real talk. That's just my opinion of it. But when he said, he baited him. He said, our first priority is to protect the citizens of Americans over immigrants. And they didn't stand up. It's going to have an impact on the Democratic Party the next election. If they don't address that, I don't care if everything else is in my favor. Your first agenda ain't to prioritize the people that's citizens of this country, then stop. 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 You have no value, zero value to the people, and all of the people are going to end up on the Republican side. It's just that simple. No matter what they do, they can do whatever they want to do. That's going to be a commercial. Them sitting down right there, that right there was so disrespectful to the American people. Even if Trump shows he don't prioritize the people, they showed that they didn't either. So who is really in the best interest of the American people? That was sad. Now, another thing that caught my attention, Representative Al Green, this Trump he ignored a lot of stuff that was going on. And I got to address this before I move forward. You seen those people sitting that was Democrats, right? I'm not a racist individual, but those people don't have no ties to America. That woman from Minnesota or Milwaukee, she's a Somalian. All of those people that was sitting there was not Americans, was not indigenous blacks or Caucasian people that represent America. Those was Somalians and these people and those people. And, when I look at the Congressional Black Caucus, those are not FBA individuals. Those are what people in FBA is considering tethers. I don't like using that word because I find it disrespectful, but those people don't have no prioritization to Americans. Real talk. They don't prioritize us. So, fuck them. At the end of the day, let's get on into this conversation, man. Do y'all remember this clip right here that went viral on X and on Truth Social? I think that's Donald Trump's platform.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
Whoever created that is hell. But I want to say something. I'll probably get some backlash for saying this, and I really don't give a fuck though. I seen the uproar behind that clip. And I'm glad I'm not one of those people that's trying to trigger the algorithm and speak about things early so I can get views, likes, and subscription and all of that old type of stuff. I want to be able to be the person of substance and of value. And a lot of people, attributed that to race, saying that Trump was racist. And they only talked about the piece of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. When you had... I forgot the Republican guy, the Democratic guy name from Brooklyn or whatever, the one they called Timu Obama. But he was in there also. They had a whole bunch of people that they was calling pigs and stuff. And I feel like that was posted by Trump not to defend him because he views himself as the king of the jungle, which right now he is. He's the president. He's the king of the jungle. I don't feel like that had a racist undertone to it. Though, but plenty people really did.
So just recall, and a good many people recall, that the president depicted Michelle and Barack Obama as members of the primate family. And he never indicated that this was wrong, shouldn't have been done. He just simply creates another disturbance, and we move on with that one, and we never have the opportunity to finish dealing with the one that has caused some harm. So I went there tonight with intentionality. This was not an accident. It wasn't something that happened with spontaneity. Last year was spontaneity, but this year was intentionality. And I went there because I wanted to sit in, so that when he passed me, he would be in close proximity to me, so that I could show him up close that people of color are not members of the primate family. We are not apes. And he needed to have somebody say this to him. The president has surrounded himself with people who will tell him what he wants to hear. He needs to have somebody who will tell him what he needs to know. This was a needs-to-know moment for the president. This is why I wanted him to see it, and this is why I wanted to know that I will not tolerate this. Those who tolerate racism, bigotry, this hatred, you perpetuate it when you tolerate it. We can't tolerate it. And yes, I did it alone. I didn't ask anybody else to get involved. I didn't ask for permission because on some issues it's better to stand alone than not stand at all. Rosa Parks was alone on that bus in a racist southern town. Dr. King went to jail in Birmingham, a racist southern town. He was there in that cell by himself. We have to take a stand. And this was the line in the dirt. The line in the dirt. And the president needs to know that it's more than unacceptable, it's rejectionable, and at some point, he is going to be removed from office.
Sir, did you expect you were going to get thrown out?
Well, I didn't dwell on that. I dwelled on making sure I got the message to the president. And I'm still not dwelling on that. I've been thrown out, as you put it, before. And I suffered consequences. So on some issues, you have to be prepared to suffer the consequences, and it's better to just stand alone than not stand at all. And I didn't give a lot of thought to the consequences. I talked to my staff. I had each staff member to tell me why I should go and why I should not go. And then at the end, I said, now tell me, what do you think I'm going to do? I won't tell you what they said in terms of that.
I had to stop that early because what he was spewing to me is something that is really not that important. We are not apes. I don't care what your perception is about me, or how you view me. Because we at a state right now that viewing me doesn't matter. What are you going to do and what am I going to do for my people? That racist stuff is starting to be kind of dead because we're living in a state to where class is more important. People value finances. People value what you're capable of doing for them and how much you can assist them. That's like what David Banner was saying in the clip that I played about politics. It's all about money. If you got that paper, then they will view you different. It's classism over racism. That's just my perception. So if they view me as an ape or not really doesn't even matter. When I played the clip for y'all, and I feel like, Trump wasn't even paying attention to Obama and Michelle Obama when it came to the racism piece. He was paying attention to the piece of him being the king of the jungle, because that's an egotistical point of view. I feel like I understand ego, and I feel like I understand narcissist traits. And by him being one of those individuals, he was looking at that clip as if I'm the king of the jungle. I'm going to post it. He ain't viewing Barack Obama and Michelle Obama as people of value and apes and all of that other type of stuff. He didn't make the artificial intelligence clip. He just reposted it, even though he was wrong and he didn't apologize for that. That Al Green is bigger issues that we have to address, like reparations. It's bigger issues that we have to address, like unity in our neighborhoods, so we can be able to build a community. And I want to close this podcast off with something that is like of a value to me. Dr. Claude Anderson. He is one of those people that represents black. He represents indigenous black. Tariq Nasheed created Foundational Black American off of some of the things that Dr. Claude Anderson said about Native blacks. And we're going to celebrate Black history to close this off, because we talked about a lot of foolishness, war, violence, hip hop beefs, and all of that. But we get ready to get into something that is beneficial. Let's go.
And in the course of my talk in the next hour, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to step on some of your toes and talk about some things that you consider to be sacrosanct or semi-religious, or things that are sacred to you. I might even talk about some of your black leaders. But what I'm going to tell you today is very, very important for you. And I want you to understand clearly that black folk in America in a world of trouble. You're in a world of trouble in this country and in the world. And contrary to what you hear, I don't care whether it comes out of a black mouth or a white mouth, anybody that tells you that black folk are progressing in America is lying to you. You're lying to you. And right now, if we don't do some very specific things in America and in Baltimore in the next 3 years, not 200 years from now, but in the next 3 years, you are through in America. You're through. You're going to become a permanent underclass in 3 years. And an underclass means those individuals who, by the nature of their circumstances, will be forced to live as either beggars or criminals. That's where you're going. I'm going to say it to you again in case you missed that. Here in Baltimore and any blacks in America, you got 3 years to get your act together, or you're going down. You're going to be forced to be either beggars or criminals for the rest of your existence. You got an unending influx of immigrants coming into this country. They're going to bury you alive. That bill they have right now in Congress, that is your tombstone. They're going to stick that up over your head. And any black person in this city that's shucking and jiving, they better get out of your way so you can get ahead, because bad things are coming. This auditorium should have been full right now with black folk that understand the nature of your circumstances. And obviously all the teachers, your elected officials, your ministers are shucking and jiving in Baltimore.
Let's keep the round of applause going for Dr. Claude Anderson. You know, that conference was held in Baltimore, Maryland, 12 years ago. Salute to Baltimore. "12 years ago was 2014. He said we will be a permanent underclass in 3 years from that. That was 2017. Do y'all believe that black people are a permanent underclass? That's my question to y'all. I want to further this discussion. If you can educate me in the comment section, I will be very appreciative. Do y'all feel like black people are a permanent underclass currently? Because he said in 2014, 3 years from now, y'all will be beggars and criminals to survive. That was 9 years ago by his statistics that we supposed to be beggars and criminals. I ain't no beggar. I ain't no criminal. I'm looking good, smelling good, and feeling good. Some people view Dr. Claude Anderson's approach as the gospel because he gives you an aggressive perspective. I don't. I don't feel like nobody can tell me who I'm going to be and who I'm currently is and what I'm capable of. I like some of the things that he be saying. I appreciate Dr. Claude Anderson, but a permanent underclass is something that I have approached on my channel a multitude of times that right now I don't agree with. You know, foundational Black Americans is some people that is monetizing our struggle. It's a lot of individuals on YouTube that's monetizing the content and the historical context of who we are as people, and it's nasty. It's nasty because it's other conversations that could be had and there's other things that could be done. And instead of being on YouTube, get your ass out there outside and help the people that's in the real world. These conversations and this commentary ain't really doing nothing for nobody but yourself, because you monetizing YouTube, because you know this is what is the people's interest. But what's your thoughts about that before we get along in the next clip?
I can't find 2 blacks in this city that owns more than a 3-story building. Everything in this city that's high-rise belongs to whites. You don't own any bridges. You don't own any in the tollways. You don't own any airplanes. You don't own any boats. You don't own any skyscrapers. You don't own the media. You don't own the banks of any consequence. You own nothing. You don't produce anything. You wear clothes, but you don't produce any of any consequence. All you wear eyeglasses, you don't produce any eyeglasses. You don't own any hospitals. We own nothing. And just as happy as we want to be, go watch TV. Every black you see has been put into a safe category. The social illusion that's being created for you to dissuade you from doing something to save yourselves, they put a social illusion on TV with safe blacks. The images that are put in front of you show you that those are safe blacks. Any black that's successful in America has some kind of an illicit relationship with a ball. He's either running with a football, baseball, basketball, tennis ball, golf ball, standing on the stage telling jokes, dancing, singing, pretending he's having a ball. They even got a program now on TV called The Ballers. Because see, white folks know you're safe if you've got a relationship with a ball going. Because there's about that much distance between a cotton field and an athletic field. In the athletic field, you were chasing cotton balls. Now you're chasing basketball and tennis balls. You haven't moved one iota. The same person that owned the cotton fields now owns the basketball teams and the football teams.
It's cool when he said, but it's a problem when I do it. Most of the time when I be talking about we don't own communities, my comment section be piped up because I feel as if as black individuals, we don't have a community. We live in neighborhoods. We don't own hospitals, banks, food banks, farmers markets, or none of that. We live in neighborhoods. We don't own a community. But people are in disbelief because they feel like I'm talking bad about us as a whole. I'm not talking bad about us as a whole. I want us to be able to unify. I want us to be able to come together and create something so that we can have something. I feel like, you know, sports players and sports as a whole is something that has been detrimental to us and kept us hindered for a while. It has helped a few, but the few I can't even talk. A few that it has helped hasn't invested in the neighborhoods that they come from. It's just like back in the historical days when they was riding horses, stabbing and killing each other. It's entertainment by death. And now, okay, when the Democrats and the Biden administration was in office, they was trying to replace niggas with immigrants. When you look at basketball and you look at the All-Star game, they trying to replace niggas with people from other countries. They don't like all actions. They don't like all behavior. They don't like all evolution. And those black individuals don't even invest in their own communities once they get $1 billion. Like they should. They might invest, build a school, give $1 million back. But something I feel as if needs to be created to create generational wealth for someone else besides your family. This episode was politics as usual. I'm gonna do 2 hours on this thing solo, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Hit the like button, hit the hype button. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Come back next weekend. Tomorrow we're going live, them Jackson boys. Thank y'all, man. Peace, love, plenty, abundance. Make sure you go get you some money and I'm gone. Chill.
If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. I had to change my mental, upgrade my credentials. How a nigga came up, it wasn't accidental. Now monumental, more like legendary. A player never worry, bumping pop, Hail Mary, trapped off a Blackberry. Ain't contrary to your belief, I made it out them streets, don't acknowledge beef. Kept the play discreet, we too unique. On a winning streak, spent a couple racks at the boutique. I wouldn't change nothing, I'm always me. Never took a plea, nigga, you a flea. I'm your OG's OG, he called me for inspiration. Need a consultation, just make the payment for the conversation. If it's elevation or innovation, my expectation ain't limitation. You need a demonstration, my track record and reputation should be admiration. That's confirmation, I'm decoration for the trenches, off the benches, jump the fences, no penny pinching, we off the hinges. Hit the shot, my team winning, the series clinching, you niggas finished. Never timid, I've been a menace, no old dog and every day is printed. Haters living cause my life changed, should be happy but you a real lame. If I had
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.